stay down.
Are we ready? Let's start.
Yeah, let's start.
So, the victims...
That's correct.
Unfortunately.
In which case, should we look into the murder video?
Whether that tape's fake or real, someone had to put it online, right? Do we have any theories on...
Well, the footage showed enough of the surroundings. As somebody who's been there, I can confirm that the blood... Those detectives for Kanagawa. Maybe they uploaded the murder video, so they could get to Ihara and question him about Mikoshiba. But don't forget, up until the video went public, HQ refused to let Kanagawa PD anywhere near Ihara, so they were totally... But now that everyone's seen Ihara commit murder...
If that's the case, the detective... Remember the position the higher... Because of the prosecution's... In other words...
Not only that, don't you think it'd be way too risky for a police...
Yeah, I doubt that. But at least we've eliminated one...
I get that you're trying to reassure me.
Then...
The murderer's accomplice...
Yeah.
I also agree with Yagami.
But in that case...
Maybe they wanted to make a mockery of...
Huh?
We know Ihara got himself, but then, almost as if...
I see.
Well, let's talk about the actual...
Well, the true culprit would be taped murdering Mikoshiba. That's how they'd approach it in a...
But then...
Tsukumo-san reported...
We've been down... If we take the stance that the footage is fabricated...
Then let's tackle this from this... If that's the case, there has to be a...
So...
Once Ihara entered the Ikebukuro gate, he was continuously... But if he really killed Mikoshiba at 7... That would mean the person in the footage isn't Ihara, but an impersonator.
So that's not really him?
He's got the sunglasses and...
Wait, if that's the case, wouldn't Ihara have to swap places with this? But we didn't see it. Multiple cameras saw Ihara move around, and the onboard camera... Not only was the act caught on tape, but his failed escape from the scene was recorded as well. Ultimately, Ihara was pinned down before leaving Mamiya-san's site, so she...
Right. So the current...
But wait, that's not...
Huh?
Take a look at this.
I'm not sure why you're showing... Sad as it may be, such a major...
Yeah.
Which...
Remember how we mocked up a...
Yeah. There's a point where Ihara wasn't on...
What is this?
Let's all go over the diagrams. Hey. What? It's very brief, but there's the dotted lines on the arrow represent the camera's blind spot.
It does appear... So you're saying this is where the groper, the...
Can't say it's impossible, right?
Right. Except if that actually happened, Mamiya-san would have been right behind them at the time. Could the two really swap places without her noticing?
In a crowd like that, I think it's feasible.
If that really was Ihara's plan, then I'd say he was being careless.
Careless? How?
Well, on the day of the incident, the station was packed for morning rush hour. That means there was no solid guarantee. He could have been nailed by any...
Good point. Then the first...
Oh,
Think about it, Yagami. Why would Ihara's accomplices only to leave such...
True.
Yeah?
What if I'm saying... And that takes the...
Are you saying that...
I know this won't go over.
Huh?
Bear with me. If that's the case, the swap could happen right in
You're
front...
saying the victim of a groping
Let me just say, I'm only... Now, if Ihara and his stand-in both... They can trade places in the blind spot with impunity. Conversely, if Mamiya wasn't in on the plan, the idea of a swap would never work. We can say with certainty that she would have seen the swap, so... She could have even called attention to the real Ihara the moment he stepped in. That way, the people around her would be focused. The rest is as we know it.
Hold that thought. If your theory is accurate, what about... Remember that fibers of the victim's underwear were detected on his...
Well, that can also be explained. For example, while the stand-in was showing himself at the security cameras, Mamiya could have easily provided maybe the stand-in loitered around for so long because he was letting We can work out the other details later. But the point, in summary, it's possible that Ihara disgraced himself to secure an And when it comes to the prosecution, they can't just admit they got the first case so wrong. Plus, they can't question Ihara about Mikoshiba's murder. In fact, their only option is to claim the tape was fake.
So he managed to make...
Well, his court case for his school, no surprise for me that
Hold
the guy...
What's up?
The obvious question to me is why would She appears more than financial, so why would she do something
Yeah, I haven't got... Or maybe Ihara has some...
enough to make...
What info do we have on Mamiya anyway?
I'll pull her information. Just a second.
Oh, I just thought of something else those two would have guaranteed. But
What's that?
if Ihara wanted to use this crime as a murder alibi, he needed it to blow up into the public eye. But if he had chosen a victim who stayed silent, then nothing would have got a solid plan, which means...
That's true.
Looks like Ihara pulled one over on the prosecution then. Once we learn how he's connected...
Let's see. Originally from Ota, Tokyo. Met her husband on the job. Her husband, Taichi Mamiya, isn't it 6 years ago she gave birth to their...
Hold on. You said she went to Kurakawa Academy? That's not where Tsukumo...
Nah, Tsukumo-san studied remote.
Wait.
Yeah, we had...
What did you guys
Hey,
even...
why am I...
I agree.
Oh. Didn't I just go there to investigate?
That's Seiryou High.
That's what it was. When I went to scope out the murder scene, there were these three... They told us they were just checking things out. They mentioned their...
You have any ID on you?
Will my license work?
Kake-san.
Akaike-san.
What's that got to do with anything? Aren't we
I found
trying...
the Kurakawa Academy website. It's in Tokyo, specifically in Ota.
What?
The girls there get such cute uniforms.
You little... You want to start all over from the...
Wait. I've seen that uniform
Where?
on an old picture of a teacher at Seiryou High. Sawa-sensei. Ihara's son had confided in her. Is she actually a Kurakawa grad? I don't know Sawa-sensei's exact age, but
Could this mean they're actually linked?
it's a tenuous link at best. Could fall apart any time.
A previously unseen link is established between the groper and the victim. Charting out their relationship is akin to tracing a spider's web. But with each false thread ruled out, only the improbable truth remains. Ihara orchestrated the groping as a diversion. And by tarnishing his name, he secures both an alibi and his ultimate revenge.
Hiro Mikoshiba's murder was sparked by the bullying of Toshiro Ihara. The graphic video that hit the net showed the world how Toshiro's father, we also know the father had accomplice. On October 7th at 6:30 a.m., they forced Mikoshiba into a vehicle, took him to an abandoned building, and gravely injured him. Then, around 7:30 a.m., the time frame when Ihara killed Mikoshiba, the other conspirators were probably nearby. Even
at the same time, 30 kilometers away at Ikebukuro Station, we'll call that guy. The stand-in made sure he was in front of the cameras for more than an hour. After committing sexual battery on that train, he meets that's how he established a false alibi. And to achieve this, the victim, Yui Mamiya, had to have been...
Sure are a lot of people, Mamiya. Ihara stand-in on the train. Out of some troubled cop.
Well, one person that comes to mind, who might be the key to all. She was the only adult Toshiro-kun ever told about the bullying, and she supervised Mikoshiba as a teacher before he disappeared. On top of that, she's a Kurokawa Academy grad. Those trespassers at the murder scene were also from Kuro. Since they're all about the same age, it's possible.
So you're saying these class...
If we consider Yokosawa the central link, we do know that as a teacher, she felt maybe she recruited her old classmates to help Ihara.
Yeah, that's not to rule that.
Why is that?
It's just, she's passionate, responsible. I know she regrets the past. And now another of her students meets. So if it turns out I doubt I'll be able. I'm going back to Ejincho. The plan is to bring up Mamiya's name to Sawas. Until then, let's not jump to conclusion.
All right.
Can I chime in real quick? I was
What's that?
Well, it happened 13 years ago, but a third year jumped off.
Actually, Sawa-sensei mentioned that.
Right, that's gotta be the same case then. The student's name was
and all that info?
It wouldn't be normally, but his mother happens to be... Ever heard the name Reiko?
Not once.
I have. It was on the news.
Well, do you remember the uproar in the health ministry? Apparently, his successor couldn't contain the resulting chaos. They couldn't afford another criminal scandal, so her promotion was out of the blue. She was a safe choice, a veteran with tenure, not to mention her son's tragedy made people see her. She's kind of a new generation.
Is any of that relevant?
Who knows? But Reiko Kusamoto, I don't think that's a connection we can afford.
Okay, so Kusamoto's son.
Let's see. The records say he harassed Mitsuru-kun every day, in and out.
That's so cruel.
Yeah, and the teacher was a real piece of work. Apparently...
Oh, I remember now.
If they were classmates, then both Sawa-sensei and Mamiya...
And maybe because they couldn't save Mitsuru-kun.
But to prove that, we'll have to hear from them directly.
That'd be helpful. In the meantime, it's clear they missed something important in the trial, since being that he was out committing murder at the time.
What started as a simple harassment.
Thanks again, Yagami.
I admit, I used to see Ihara, but I guess that's what he wanted us to believe.
What we're dealing with is a man who disgraced himself and the just... At this point, I doubt much can scare him. Yeah.
いらっしゃいませ。
Starving. Pretty tasty. Thanks.
ありがとうございます。
Come on. Let's Can't make it out. And stay down. guns. Come What a waste. Hmm? Yep. Hmm? Hmm? Huh? Huh? I see. Huh. I see. By the way, In other words, does that mean... I see. By the way... Does that mean... Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me. It's Yagami. Yep. Huh? I see. By the way... Huh? Excuse me. By the way, I see. Yagami. No. Does that mean... I see. No. By the way... Great.